Hello everybody, and we're going to take a look at the NFL and see if there's any line movement, and if there is, maybe the reason for it. The first game I'm going to look at is a Sunday game, Detroit at Carolina. Detroit, of course, took advantage of a very, very weak New York Giants team, and I guess you could actually say they were unprepared. Eli looks like he is lost. But I can't really blame it on Eli. They got a new offensive coordinator in there, changing the schemes and the styles of play. So you're going to get confusion, especially. I mean, everybody thinks the preseason doesn't matter. Well, it really does matter. If the players, especially a guy like a quarterback, a position like that, gets enough time to work and get the timing down. But the collective bargaining agreement that's out there is just not helping teams get ready for the start of the season. In the old days, they practiced more in pads. They were more serious. They worked harder. I believe the players were in better shape when the season started. Now they're not. And I think it's always the case is you never react too much to week one. You never react much to what happened in preseason. And that holds true, and maybe even more so now, because these teams are not as physically fit as they once were because of the collective bargaining agreement keeping everybody from working as hard to get in that kind of shape. And the timing is down. So you're going to see, and there was last week, there was a lot of upsets. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be the case going forward, but to not the degree that there was last week. It was quite astounding. So let's take a look at Detroit at Carolina. Detroit took advantage of the Giants. Giants were absolutely horrendous. I think the local high school here could have given them a hard time and perhaps beat them. We all know Detroit has a lot of talent. Matthew Stafford is beginning, I believe, to mature. They've got offensive weapons like no one else. I mean, they are a very talented team, especially on offense. And their defense is very strong. Their defensive line is very physical. We all know about Sue and all the problems he's had, but his physical abilities are incredible. That's a very, very good football team, potentially. But they weren't able to do that under Schwartz. Can they do it now under Jim Caldwell? Perhaps. Their first game, of course, they have to be very happy. But now they go on the road. And they got to play at Carolina, who was last year a very successful football team. They went on the road last week. The biggest money move of the week was on Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay was really never in that game. They never really had any position in the game where I looked at it and said they were the right favorite. They were not the right favorite. Carolina came in there. Backup quarterback Cam Newton sat out. Anderson played extremely well. Their defense played well. They ran the ball well. They are just have been a better coached team, and their record has shown it. Will that happen here today? I think it's tough for Detroit to come on the road. I think there might be an overreaction a little bit here. Line opened. The first line I see here is Carolina 3.5, 43.5. I don't think that 3.5 was outrageous, but when you have the hook on there, then you're saying, oh, they got to win by 4 to cover. The money's come in on Detroit, and I think that's right. I think these teams are pretty even at this point, except Cam Newton has the rib injury. Off season he had the surgery, and now he's going to play. The rumor is he's going to play. Anderson will sit. Either way, Detroit has talent enough to go in there and win. But they're not the greatest road team in the world, and Carolina has a pretty strong home field. So I say the line is right. I understand why the money has come in on Detroit. They took the 3.5. They took 3 in most places. You see a lot of 2.5s, or you get 3 even. So you're not laying juice when you take the 3, when you lay the 3 with Carolina. So Right now at 3, Detroit is the favorite, and at 2.5, Carolina is the favorite, so 3 is the right number.